Hi everybody, a very good evening to all of you. My name is Kritika Sehgal और I welcome you all in another episode of Chat with K. So आज के जो हमारे गेस्ट हैं, अभी तक जितने भी हमने इंटरव्यूज किए हैं, जितने भी लोगों से हमने इंटरेक्ट किया, जितने भी हमारे जो गेस्ट हैं उनसे हमने इंटरेक्शन किया है, वो या तो लिटरेचर इंडस्ट्री से रहे हैं या फिर फिल्म इंडस्ट्री से रहे हैं. पर आज के जो हमारे गेस्ट हैं वो थोड़े से डिफरेंट हैं. आज हम इंटरेक्ट करेंगे एंटरप्रेन्योर, बिजनेस लीडर, एंजल इन्वेस्टर, ऑथर, वो ऑथर भी है साथ में, एंड ही इज ऑल्सो मोटिवेशनल स्पीकर जो यंगस्टर्स को गाइड करते हैं. तो आज हम करेंगे बात हेतल सोनपल से और इंटरेक्ट करेंगे उनसे, बहुत कुछ जानेंगे, बहुत कुछ सीखेंगे. एंड आई एम वेरी एक्साइटेड फॉर दिस कॉन्वर्जेशन क्योंकि ये अभी तक की हमारी जितनी भी इंटरेक्शंस हुई हैं उनसे बहुत ही ज्यादा डिफरेंट होने वाली है. सो आप यहाँ पे बने रहे मेरे साथ में. मैं अभी हेतल को यहाँ पर ऐड करने वाली हूँ. हेलो.
Hey, hi, Kritika. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you? What's up?
Wonderful. Good to hear from you.
Yeah, same here. Long time no see, huh?
I know. What's keeping you busy?
Nothing, just normal work. I'm not that busy. You are also busy. Come on.
No, I'm never busy. Yeah. I find it hard to stay busy.
How is everything going on? How is your PhD going on? I forgot to tell everybody that you're also doing your PhD now.
Yeah, PhD is not going good. I'm not able to push myself. That's one thing which I need to self-motivate a lot. So, yeah, it's good that you reminded me. I'll probably go back and look at my books after this call is over.
Absolutely, absolutely. So how excited are you for today's conversation? We have done this before, but आज जिस तरह से जो हम discussion करने वाले हैं, it's going to be quite different from what we have done before.
No, yeah, it's always good to interact. It's always fun to be part of your show. I know a lot of listeners are very excited, and I hope I can give enough masala for them to remain excited on your show.
Oh yes, you will. I know that. By the way, how is book going on? I forgot to ask that as well.
Yeah, book is doing well. I'm enthused by the reviews I get and the feedback I receive from people. It's always heartwarming to see that the readers are getting what I intended to communicate. So it's always a very pleasing feeling, I should say.
Nice. तो शुरू करते हैं. सबसे पहले I have a set of questions that I want to ask you, and I want to know everything about you. तो ऐसे तो मैं आपको जानती हूँ, the kind of work you have done, and like what kind of person you are. But I don't know about. I have also read your book, but I don't know about you as a whole. Like what was it for you to growing up when you were a kid, and when you actually decided that you want to be an entrepreneur and not want to do a full-time job, etc. So we are going to talk about all of that in this session and maybe more. तो जैसे जैसे मेरे दिमाग में questions आते रहेंगे, I'll keep asking you.
Sure, shoot.
Okay, great. So you are a part of generation where there was no social media, there was no internet, right?
Yeah.
You have seen that time. You were a kid and you have gone through all of that. So I want to know how you were as a kid. What was your upbringing, like?
Yes, it's good that you take me down memory lane. It's been generations since I was a kid, of course. But yeah, I think life was much more simpler back in those days. We didn't have internet, we didn't have technology. So life was more man-to-man, face-to-face, in-person meetings, catching up with friends, spending time with friends, ground में जाके घंटों खेलते रहते थे. Even in school, our textbooks and our notebooks were our source of learning, right? And मस्ती करना, टीचर को परेशान करना, स्कूल क्लास बंक करना, कैंटीन में जाके कुछ खा लेना, जिसके लिए of course पैसे नहीं होते थे, but we used to always once in a while have some loose cash to be able to buy something. But yeah, life was much more simpler. We were not too worried about interpersonal relationship at that time. हमारे लिए सब अच्छे थे, right? We would not differentiate between friends in good and bad. We would not bring our personal likes and dislikes as a barrier in relationship, right? In today's world, we have set priorities, we have set yes and no, which obviously obviates or cuts us off from a lot of people because यार ये इसका ये problem है उसका वो problem है. So I think that's a big part. That's a big difference between then time का pressure नहीं होता था. You ask me a question that I'm busy. I don't think बचपन में मुझे कभी किसी ने बोला कि तुम busy हो, right? हाँ लोग पढ़ाकू होते थे. Some people would spend more time studying, but वो खैर studies कर रहे हैं. They were, I mean, and as a student you are expected to study. तो हम लोग उसको we would not call him कि अरे तू busy रहता है, right? We would not like put him down for studying hard, right? That's a big difference, yeah.
And what was it like having no social media in life? Can you tell us in detail what actually was the difference?
Oh yeah, man, I think social media is something which we are better off without. Though we are talking on one platform and I should not abuse Instagram for that. But I think, social media or any technology tool, as long as you are conscious of what you're doing, as long as you're controlled, I think everything is positives, right? It is when you allow the media to dominate, it's when you allow the medium to get the better of you and your time is where the problem starts, right? So,
right.
and that's more about the level of maturity, the level of self-control you have, and that can work. So back in those days, हमको social media से कुछ जैसा कुछ हमें पता ही नहीं था, right? We didn't even know that there's something like that exists. It's not that, oh, I didn't have a branded car, which I know there's a branded car, right? It was not something which I knew existed and we were not able to get it. So we never conceptualized that. One-on-one interactions used to be through landlines. We got a landline at some point of time. I think I was 8 or 9 years old when we got a landline. तो कभी कभार किसी friend को call कर लिया कि यार चलो मिलना है ये वो, and we would coordinate and meet up. Otherwise, of course, to know about other people, it was purely मतलब उसने मुझे जो बताया अपने बारे में वो ही मुझे पता है उसके बारे में. There's no third party, and obviously, being a guy, I would not be involved in gossip about people as well. So उस तरह से indirect information किसी की नहीं मिलती थी इतनी ज़्यादा. And life was simpler, I think I would say.
So you mean to say there were less distractions in that sense?
Oh yeah, no distractions. TV भी बहुत देर आए थे. I think TV 1982 Asiad में इंडिया में TV आया, and उसके बाद I think we got a TV I think in 85, 86 in our house. So then I was I think 10, 12 years old. And by that time, even TV coming in was, I mean, from a content perspective, it still took time for some reasonable amount of content to come. Star Channel had come in. There was a different Star was at that time. I mean, different version of Star was that time. So we had a few serials to watch or some series to watch once in a while. But it was sporadic. I think live sports remains something which I have watched all the way from childhood till now. I think that stayed with me. News at some point of time used to be like देखते थे हम लोग, अब तो news नहीं देखता मैं. But I think live sports, especially cricket and tennis, I think those were things which we used to look forward to. मुझे भी पता है one of the ex-prime ministers of India had passed away, and there was a 5 days of mourning because of which all kind of entertainment was ruled out. दूरदर्शन पे कुछ नहीं आता था, but Wimbledon live आता था, and we would be feeling happy कि चलो at some saving grace there is at least live sports is allowed even in the state of mourning. So that used to be the way. So yeah, distractions were, I mean, friends made distraction, but there was no tech distraction as such.
Nice. Also, if I remember that I've read in your book that when you were a kid, Bhopal gas tragedy happened, and you were there in Bhopal at that particular point of time. So ऊपर से तो हम जितना पढ़ते हैं देखते हैं उतना ही हम कंज्यूम करते हैं, बट आई वांट टू नो फ्रॉम यू फर्स्ट हैंड कि what was it, Bhopal gas, it was very tragic for everybody and a lot of people lost their lives at that time. So क्या हुआ था, and आपने कैसे survive किया, आपकी family ने कैसे survive किया उसे?
Yeah, no, I think it was a terrible incident. I mean, the memories of the gas tragedy will remain with me for till my deathbed, I guess. Very unfortunate, especially it happened in old Bhopal, which had a lot of people who were poor, right? They didn't have the facilities from a medical perspective to be able to get treatment and care. And of course, being very close to the Union Carbide factory from where the gas had leaked is probably the reason why a lot of people died for no fault of theirs, of course. And it was a grave technical error. It was some people had mismanaged the whole system, which caused such a big tragedy. I think it remained the worst industrial tragedy globally for a very long time. I think The only one which kind of beat that was the radiation leak somewhere in USSR. I think that what my memory Chernobyl,
Yeah.
right? That's the one which was called out as something even worse than
Yes.
that. Me and my family, fortunately, we were in a newer part of Bhopal, which was quite far away. I think about 11 to 15 kilometers or more away from the factory. And it was winter, December 3rd, 1984. So it was winter, so it was cold. So the air was thick. Because the air was thick, the gas did not spread very fast. It didn't spread all the way to where we lived. So we woke up, we got up in the morning, got some news that something has happened, something terrible has happened. By 9 o'clock, the news was more intense about what's going on. At about 11 o'clock, there was a strong rumor that the gas has leaked again. And at that time, my father's boss in the company he worked for, he lived even further away in more remote area of Bhopal. And he said, "आप लोग हमारे घर पे आ जाइए, you'll be safe." So we went there. I think we reached there by around lunchtime, and we stayed there till 3 or 4. By the time it was very clear that it was a rumor, and there was no gas, and we came back home. But schools were shut for almost a week. We didn't get much news about our school friends till the schools were shut. But once we went back, we got to know there were some classmates of ours who we schoolmates of ours whom we lost, and so and so forth. So, but yeah, I think the pain has gone on for decades after that. The incident was just one night, but it's left very lasting memories, unfortunate memories for a lot of people. A lot of brave stories. There were a lot of courageous acts. I would like to cite out one act, which was the station master of Bhopal railway station, and the railway station was very much in the affected area. And when he got to know that this gas plant has leaked and people are suffocating and dying, the first thing he did was started making unprecedented calls to each and every train which was going to be in the vicinity of Bhopal in the next 2-3 hours. And his intent was to stop those trains right there where they were and not to allow them to come towards Bhopal. Confirm nahi hai, but मैंने सुना he died with the phone receiver in his hand. Right? He didn't worry about his own life, but ensured that thousands of lives were saved because he prevented people from entering into the city at that point of time. I think there are lot many more courageous acts. Our medical facilities were not up to mark at that point of time. Doctors were not clearly aware about anything like this can happen. So that all contributed to the proportion of damage and deaths which the event caused.
Absolutely. And like I said, we hear it, we watch documentaries like me. I have watched documentaries on this, and probably a lot of people must have read about it. But वहाँ पर क्या हुआ था, we don't know about that. And we can only know about that through people like you who have experienced this firsthand.
Yeah.
So moving ahead, my next question to you is, I'm sure you must have seen a lot of highs and lows in your life. So the kind of profession you are in, and what I know is that your father has also seen a lot of highs and lows in his life. He was also an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So I want to know one experience in particular that is very close to your heart, and which was your turning point in your life.
I think this is an incident which I've written about I've probably written an article as well. When I graduated from SGSITS, my engineering college in Indore, I didn't have a job, and many of my friends, my classmates and schoolmates had got placed on campus. So they got a fancy job, fancy salary. They had good news to share with their parents and loved ones. I didn't. But I was not hassled at that point of time, simply because I was looking towards further studies. I was planning to consider both MS in the US as well as planning to do my MBA in India. Those were the two objectives I had. So I was happy to prepare and apply for the studies while sitting at home. But a friend of mine suggested that I should go and try and get a job in Bangalore. So I went down to Bangalore. His sister worked in Wipro. She gave me I met her, and then she gave me a brief in terms of what's the process involved in applying for a job in Wipro. And I gave the written test, and then I was waiting for the interview. At that point of time, I reached out to a job consultant in Bangalore, and I went to the consultant's office. And while I was waiting for my turn to talk to the consultant, I spoke to the guy next to me who was also waiting for his turn, and we started talking. And he mentioned about the fact that he'd been looking for a job for 6 months. It had just been 6 days for me, and when he sat and he crossed his legs, his shoe sole had a hole, and I was like literally shocked. Like पसीने छूटने लगे कि अगर 6 महीने में जॉब ढूंढते ढूंढते ये हालत हो गई इस बंदे की, तो मेरी क्या हालत होगी, right? And that was like a eye opener moment for me. I realized that I could not take my quote unquote jobless situation too lightly. Fortunately, the interview call for Wipro happened the very next day. I obviously put in my best effort and got the job. But it's been 23 years since that day, but I still don't forget the fact that I started my career as a jobless. And I always believe that, there are certain aspects in life we assume and take it for granted. Some of us are privileged to have it without having to put in too much effort. Some of us would have worked really hard for it. But what we should remember is we are not what our job entails us, right? There's a larger purpose and meaning of our lives, which is not defined by the job we do. And as long as we maintain a straight character and we maintain a clear conscience, I think that's more important than any fancy designation or any fancy role or job that you perform in life.
Absolutely. And I
Yeah.
think such experiences keeps us grounded.
Huh.
And,
Yeah.
it reminds us what reality is and what should be doing, which should not be done.
True.
Yeah. Your father has a huge impact on you, and you have written a book on him as well. So, do you want to tell us about the book, Against All Odds?
Yeah, sure. I always love to talk about my book. So I don't know whether I was inspired by my father and that's why I wrote the book, or because I wrote the book I'm more inspired by my father. I think it's a combination of the two. But of course, the fact remains that what I got to know about my father after I started writing the book was far more than what I ever knew about him all through my life. Right? I mean, I have to accept that the whole process of writing the book, the whole process of going back into history, understanding his life, understanding the nuances or specific instances in his life, छोटी छोटी बातें उनकी जिंदगी की जो मुझे शायद पता नहीं चलती अगर वो बुक लिखने का प्रोसेस नहीं होता. आई थिंक उनसे जो मैं सीखा हूँ वो जो 9 महीने मेरे जो गए थे जो बुक लिखने में, उसमें मैंने जो सीखा है, आई थिंक इट्स बीन unparalleled. And of course, not just from my father, I got inputs from a lot of his friends, cousins, relatives, uncles, aunts. उन सब ने मुझे जो अपनी अपनी स्टोरीज बताई, जो उनकी और मेरे फादर की जो इंटरेक्शन हुए थे और उनसे जो इंस्पायर हुए थे, वो एक चीज थी. उनकी डेथ के बाद so many unknown people came to me and shared their own stories about how my father had influenced their lives. That was again a very touchy moment for me, right? And to know for a fact that despite all that he had achieved, despite so many things which he could have vowed about and bragged about or beaten his chest about, and yet he didn't even talk about it to his own son, right? I think that goes to show the humility and the modesty which he demonstrated all through his life. And of course, all these are significant learnings for me. I also have had a very different background. I could have probably felt a lot more proud and a lot more egoist about whatever I've achieved in life. The reason I stay humble is because I realize that if my father, despite being the great man and having done far more than me, if he can remain humble, there's no reason why I cannot, right? So I think humility and modesty is, I think, the biggest learnings which I would want the listeners to take away as far as learning the concern. Whatever you do, there is someone who's done better than you, right? So before you start feeling too proud about yourself, be aware that there are people better than you. And yet, there are not many more people who are learning from what you are doing at that very same moment, right? So while you're looking up at someone else is looking up at you as well, right? So just not respect your role models, but try to be a good role model as well all the time, right? हमें पता नहीं रहता कब हमारी किस एक्शन से हम किसको इंस्पायर कर रहे हैं या किसको हम गलत आइडियाज भी दे रहे हैं. It's always important for us to be conscious of the fact that while we are in the public domain, we are being observed. हम क्या बोलते हैं, हम क्या लिखते हैं ऑनलाइन, सबका इम्पैक्ट किसी न किसी को कहीं ना कहीं कुछ हो रहा है. Might as well do good things rather than giving them any negative advice or suggestions.
Absolutely. So we have a lot of young people watching us right now. So what do you think is in the book for the young people, youngsters who are still looking up to their lives and aspiring to do something in their lives?
तो पहले तो सबको बोलूंगा, please, Against All Odds, it's published by Rupa Publications. It's available on Amazon. It's available in hard copy as well as in Kindle. Please try and buy the book, read the book. There's lot of inspiration, lot of stories, lot of learning for everyone at every age. I have had book reviews published on Amazon from 10-year-old to 80-year-old. All kind of age bracket people have actually read the book and written reviews. And from a learning perspective, for youngsters to be able to read about someone who had a fairly eventful and eventful life with a lot of happenings, lived for almost 80 plus years, they can always pick up specific aspects which they believe are important for them and hold on to them. I'm not telling anyone to do what my father did, but in whatever you do, there will always be some learnings which you can pick from my father's life as well. So happy reading.
Thank you so much. So do buy a copy of Against All Odds, and I can vouch for a great learning experience because I have read the book long back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
that's right.
Also, yes. And I also, as far as I know you, I know this, that there is a lot to learn from you as well, as a professional and as a person. जितना भी हमने अभी तक interact किया है, it has always been a lot of fun interacting with you. So what do you want to say to the younger generation today?
हंसते रहो. I think we have had lot of serious talk so far. I think it's important that we don't quote unquote pelo funde all the time. It's important to admire the beauty of life. I'm a big fan of sunrises and sunsets, so appreciate the beauty around you all the time. Realize the fact that if you are having any tough moments, they are always going to be short-lived. At the same time, if you are feeling happy about something, please remember the reason for happiness might also not last for very long, right? To be aware of the fact that if you have food to eat, if you have shelter if you have roof on your head, if you have clothes to wear, you are more fortunate than 75% people in the world. If you have money in your pocket, you're more fortunate than 90% or 99% people in the world. Simple things like this, we tend to undermine the importance. And हम लोग दुनिया फाड़ने चले हैं, बहुत पैसा कमाना है. Look, a lot of ambitions are driven purely by materialistic gains, which are extremely short-lived in their happiness, right? आप जिस दिन गाड़ी खरीद लोगे, उसके अगले दिन आपकी जिंदगी वैसी ही होने वाली है जो गाड़ी नहीं थी तब थी. It's not that you will be among the your name will come in the Guinness Book of World Record or something. ऐसा कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. And any object which you buy has a limited purpose. Appreciate it only for that purpose. उसको अपनी जान मत बनाओ, उसके लिए अपनी जान मत दो, right? Anything materialistic has to be appreciated for the function it performs. There's a blog post which I wrote, which is love people and use things. Don't use people and love things, right? छोटी सी बात है, but इसका बहुत बड़ा meaning है. Don't fall in, oh, love my iPhone, oh, love my car. नहीं, you don't love your iPhone or car. iPhone and cars don't give a damn about whether you love them or not, right? They are immaterial. They are material objects. They are inhuman. They have no value or appreciation for your feelings. अगर iPhone को चोरी होना है तो चोरी हो जाएगा, उसको टूटना है तो टूट जाएगा. He or she, the iPhone will not give a damn about what you think about the iPhone, right? So उसको उतना ही प्यार करो जितना it deserves as a function, and nothing beyond that. So I think that's the whole message. Whether it's my talks, whether it's my book, or whether it's my running journey, or my whatever I do in life, it's all oriented towards maximizing the potential you have. We all have infinite potential. The question is, when do we realize it? Right. The sooner you realize, the more you can do. If you realize it later, there is less time left, but still you can do whatever you want.
Absolutely. And rightly said कि हंसते रहो हंसाते रहो. तो हंसते हंसते ही मैं अपने अगले क्वेश्चन पे आऊंगी. Now I want to talk about what actually you do. So you are an entrepreneur that we know. You are an angel investor that you know. But what we don't know is कि लोग क्या सोचते हैं कि being an entrepreneur means कि just being your own boss. कि हाँ ठीक है हमने अपना बिजनेस स्टार्ट कर लिया एंड हो गया लाइक अब तो बस चल जाएगा या कर लेंगे. तो what I have seen is there are a lot of startups, but बहुत सारे तो चलते भी नहीं है. बहुत कम ऐसे startups हैं जो actually में grow कर पाते हैं, right? So I want to know this from you. What is it to be an entrepreneur, and what is it to be an angel investor? These are two different questions, so you have to answer them in separately.
Yeah. नहीं, सबसे पहले तो तुमने मुझसे सबसे डिफिकल्ट सवाल पूछ लिया कि मैं करता क्या हूँ. शायद मुझे भी नहीं पता कि मैं क्या करता हूँ. हाँ. मेरे बहुत से लोग मेरा मजाक उड़ाते हैं, बोलते हैं
हम इसको सम आउट कर ही नहीं सकते कि आप एक चीज करते हो. यू डू अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स ऑल टुगेदर.
Yeah, so in this whole urge to do a lot of things, I've realized that I don't do anything. I don't do anything concrete enough to call out and say मैं ये हूँ, right? तो अपना to save my face, I try to add a long list anytime someone asks. फिर वो बेचारे चुप हो जाते हैं, बोलते हैं अरे यार ये तो इतना सारा कर रहा है, ये तो बड़ा आदमी है यार. No. So I try to maximize the potential I have. I believe that I never say no to anything, right? कल को कोई मुझे कॉल करता है यार ये जॉब है तो मैं फट से अप्लाई कर देता हूँ. कोई बोलता है मुझे यहाँ पे हेल्प कर दे तो मैं इमीडिएटली हाँ बोल देता हूँ. My point is, I don't know what's in store for me. If I start saying no to stuff, I'll probably not know whether it was something which I would have loved doing or not. तो पहले तो ट्राई कर लो, राइट? सो entrepreneurship is all about doing, right? आप किसी चीज को ना नहीं बोलते. And I think that's one challenge with entrepreneurs as well, that they tend to onboard a lot, right? Now I'm not an entrepreneur, like I don't have my own startup, but I'm an entrepreneur because I do my own thing, right? I don't depend on someone from a 9 to 6 job perspective, right? So that gives me the freedom of using my own time. Having said that, I think in entrepreneurship, it's important to constantly realize your potential and work according to what you're capable, and take those gradual steps towards improvisation. Not to go overboard in terms of committing yourself to an activity, and then realizing that you're taken up too much to take as a challenge.
आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है. I think there is something wrong with the internet.
Yeah, I think there was some lag in between. What did you hear last?
Challenge.
Okay. So I think we are on the same page. Second thing, as an angel investor, it's my primary job is to be able to identify the startups which are worth investing, identify the startups which have the potential to really grow. While angel investment is purely a financial activity, right? I'm investing in a startup so that my money grows and I get good returns out of it. What I have experienced is that it's given me a chance to live lives of a lot of entrepreneurs. The founders of the startups that I funded, I've been able to not only learn different unique business models of the kind of businesses that they have run, but I've got to know these people, right? ये मेरे छोटे भाई जैसे हो गए हैं. A lot of them, built good relation, good rapport with them. I've been able to learn a lot of aggressiveness, a different mindset, right? Because people 15, 20 years younger than me have a very different mindset, which I probably would not have it naturally. But when I see them performing and using that mindset to the benefit of the company they run, I think that's a phenomenal learning as well. And I think compared to working for a large company, you tend to be in a very limited zone of learning. अगर मैं माइक्रोसॉफ्ट में ही काम करता तो मैं माइक्रोसॉफ्ट के बिजनेस में ही घुसा रहता. But the fact that I have got 25 plus startups where I've actually invested, I have 25 plus business domain that I've been able to understand. Of course, there are 100 plus other startups which I have not invested, but I got to know about their business just because I heard their business pitch and I was able to try and evaluate those business ideas and the domains as well. So phenomenal learning. आजकल startup से better कोई learning space नहीं है. And India for India to grow very well, I think it's important for the number of startups to go up like 10 times more. Everyone has to have an entrepreneurial mindset. Everyone should be an entrepreneur at some point of time in life. It's a beautiful experience, though it's very tough, but it has its own advantages as well. So I think that's what I would probably summarize, that both as an entrepreneur and as an angel investor, there is phenomenal opportunity for anyone to really make an lasting impact in life.
पता कैसे चलता है कि किस में इन्वेस्ट करना है और किस में नहीं करना है?
No, it's not easy. Initially hit and trial लगती है. कई बार तो तुक्के लगाने पड़ते हैं, कई बार दूसरों के भरोसे लगाते हैं, right? If you know someone who's investing, you say हाँ यार अगर ये तो लगा रहा है पैसे तो हम भी लगा देते हैं. ये करना पड़ता है शुरू में, बिकॉज ये चीजें बहुत से नहीं आती है. मेरे को भी नहीं आई थी, मैंने भी थोड़े तुक्के लगाए थे शुरू में. एंड हर चीज में लर्निंग है. अगर आप इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हो, फेलियर भी होती है तो उसमें भी लर्निंग है आपके लिए. तो ऐसा कोई आपका एक्शन वेस्ट नहीं जाता एज लॉन्ग एज आप उसकी लर्निंग को ग्रास्प कर लेते हैं. अगर आप लर्निंग ग्रास्प नहीं करिए और फिर से वही मिस्टेक कर रहे हो तो भैया भगवान आपको बचाए. उसमें कुछ नहीं हो सकता. तो इसमें तो एक तो फाउंडर पे आपको काफी क्या कहते हैं इंपॉर्टेंस देनी पड़ती है फाउंडर के लिए. फाउंडर का प्रोफाइल क्या है, उसका बैकग्राउंड क्या है, उसने पहले क्या किया हुआ है, व्हाई शुड ही बी द बेस्ट पर्सन टू डू दिस, रन दिस आइडिया और रन दिस बिजनेस, राइट. वो फिटमेंट शायद फाउंडर नहीं देख रहा होगा, राइट. ही और शी माइट नॉट रियलाइज वेदर ही इज अ फिट और नॉट. वो आपको इवैल्यूएट करना पड़ेगा. सेकंड इज द यूनिकनेस ऑफ द आइडिया. इसमें कोई नई चीज हो रही है क्या, इसमें कुछ यूनिक समझ में आ रहा है आपको कि नहीं. अगर कुछ यूनिक नहीं है तो फिर उसका मतलब नहीं है, बिकॉज कट कॉपी पेस्ट मॉडल तो बहुत रहते हैं. क्योंकि आज अगर आप किसी और का मॉडल कॉपी करके एक स्टार्टअप चालू कर रहे हो, कल को आपको कोई कॉपी कर लेगा. वो तो इट्स अ इनफाइनाइट लूप. एंड फिर एफिशिएंसी तो छोड़िए आप बाजू में, सबसे बड़ा डिफरेंशिएटर आ जाता है पैसा, राइट. किसके पास ज्यादा पैसे हैं, तो फिर आप इन्वेस्टर के पीछे पड़ जाते हो, भैया पैसे दे दो उनको. एंड दैट्स अगेन अ एंडलेस विशियस साइकिल. उसमें कोई फायदा नहीं होता है. तो आई थिंक just to keep the answer short, I think these two things are very important. The profile of the founder and the uniqueness of the business model. इसके basis पे आप काफी हद तक एक sound decision ले सकते हैं whether to invest in a startup or not.
Coming back to your career choices, when you were a kid, तब तो आपने नहीं सोचा होगा कि बड़ा हो के मैं एक entrepreneur बनूंगा और मैं startups में invest करूंगा and I'll do PhD.
Startup word ही नहीं पता था, entrepreneurship word ही नहीं पता था बचपन में तो.
हाँ, तो जब छोटे थे तो what were your career choices? कैसे पता चला कि यही करना है, अभी यही, this is what I want to do in life?
I think for the longest period of time that I remember from my childhood perspective, becoming a pilot was my dream.
Oh.
And I think at some point of time I was told that my eyes are weak. I had squint in my eyes. तो कहते थे आईसाइट खराब है तो पायलट बन नहीं सकता है, भूल जा. फिर मैंने ड्रीम बना लिया कि इंजीनियर बनना है. फॉर द सिंपल रीजन माय फादर वाज एन इंजीनियर. आई हैड एब्सोल्युटली नो क्लू. मुझे नहीं पता था इंजीनियरिंग की स्पेलिंग क्या होती है, बट बस इंजीनियर बनना है. एंड फिर एंड दैट टाइम आई थिंक इंजीनियरिंग एज अ करियर वाज क्वाइट पॉपुलर. लॉट ऑफ पीपल बाय डिफॉल्ट वुड ईदर बी अ डॉक्टर और एन इंजीनियर. इसके आगे हमारे पास करियर ऑप्शंस बाकी फिर काफी फिल्टर डाउन होके बहुत लिमिटेड हो जाते थे. तो चॉइस ही नहीं रहती थी. तो इंजीनियर बनना है. The first year in engineering, I realized it's not made for me. I'm not a tech guy. मेरे में वो capability नहीं, capability की बात नहीं है. I think वो मेरा mindset नहीं था कि मैं as an engineer operate करूँगा कहीं पे. And I had taken up electrical engineering. It was not even comp science, so I was not even doing any coding kind of a engineering role there as well. And पता नहीं क्यों, but sales का मुझे interest आ गया था. And I was like, okay, sales और marketing में career बनाना है. So I think from second year onwards I had started making my mindset कि engineering खत्म होते ही सीधे MBA करना है. And I want my MBA to be deciding which type of job I get finally. एंड उसके बाद से फिर लाइफ हैज जस्ट टेकन a natural direction of its own. I've really not been consciously working to take a certain way, right? And I think ये बहुत जरूरी है आज के जमाने में, even for youngsters. Don't force feed too much on yourself, right? Up to a certain extent, having a junoon or a passion towards a particular field is important. लेकिन अगर आपको लगे वो कहीं ट्रैक्शन या कहीं मेल मिलाव नहीं हो रहा है, तो take a step back and try different things also at the same time, because you never know what you are destined for. So if you don't expose yourself to different opportunities, you might be cutting out a lot many more things than what you ideally should. तो उस हिसाब से keep experimenting, keep trying new things, don't say no to things which are coming from outside. अगर कोई सामने से आपको कोई ऑफर करता है तो उसको आंख मीच के ले लो, बिकॉज मैं मानता हूँ किसी और का दिया हुआ भगवान का दिया हुआ होता है. हमारी लिमिटेशन है, आवर माइंड इज लिमिटेड इन टर्म्स ऑफ थिंकिंग स्किल्स, बट अगर कोई और हमारे लिए हमारा भला सोचता है और हमको आके कोई सजेशन देता है, तो आप बिल्कुल उसको ट्राई करिए. पसंद आए ना आए वो बात की बात है, लेकिन बिना ट्राई किए मना मत करिए. That's what I would suggest. So I think that's my story. I never realized where I will end up. And one thing I know for sure, my best is still ahead of me. There is much more to do. जिंदगी और बाकी है. Yeah.
बहुत कुछ बाकी है. Now, right now you have to complete your PhD, which I think I have reminded you today.
Yeah, very much, very much.
यहाँ पे हमारे पास एक मैसेज है, मेरी मदद कीजिएगा, मुझे भी बेहतर लेखक बनना है. So do you want to say something on this?
Kritika, I think you are more accomplished to answer that question than me. तुमने 2 books लिखी हैं.
पहले आप, उसके बाद.
No, I think to be a writer, it has to be a natural flow. Don't force feed yourself to become a writer earlier than what you are destined to. तो अगर आप एक खाली पन्ना लेके बैठ जाते हैं, कलम लेके पेन लेके बैठ जाते हैं, और अगर आप कुछ लिखने बैठते हैं, मन में जो आए लिख दो. जितनी भी बकवास है, ग्रामर गलत है, प्रोनाउंसिएशन गलत है, कुछ भी हो, आप लिखते रहो बस. जब आपको लगेगा कि आपका लिखना एक ट्रेंड पकड़ रहा है, इफ इट इज पिकिंग अप अ सर्टेन ट्रेंड, which is either you have a storyline and you like the storyline and you get attached to that storyline and you want to extend that, तो आप fiction लिख दो. अगर आपको लगता है कि आपके ख्याल, आपके thoughts, उसको आप बिल्ड अप करके एक थियरी बनाना चाहते हो और एक आइडिया बनाना चाहते हो, एक ब्लॉग पोस्ट बनाना चाहते हो, तो दैट्स अनदर ट्रेंड व्हिच यू कैन टेक. डोंट start writing with the intent of writing a book, because writing a book takes far more longer time. First you need to get into a natural flow of being able to write. आप 15-20 मिनट, 50 मिनट, 2 घंटा, 3 घंटा बैठ के लिख सकते हो क्या? अगर आप लिख ही नहीं सकते तो लेखक बनने का तो सवाल ही नहीं है. और पहले तो आप लिखने की आदत डाल दीजिए, and then probably you will know where you want to end. I think that's how I would say. It's not easy to be a writer, and don't even think that you can become a writer easily. It will take time, and trust me, writing में कोई पैसा नहीं है. तो आप अगर सोच रहे हो कि लेखक बन के आपकी जिंदगी का गुजारा हो जाएगा, तो शायद वो मुश्किल पड़ेगा.
तो वो नहीं होगा, वो तो मैं भी बता सकती हूँ. After spending 7 to 8 years in the industry, अब जाके मुझे लगता है कहीं स्टेबिलिटी आ रही है, पर अभी भी it's not that one source of income जो मेरे लिए काफी हो जाता है.
हाँ. Yeah. So that's what I would say as far as writing as a career is concerned.
Yeah. Also, I would like to add one more thing, that for me, being a writer, being a good writer. So first of all, there is no अच्छा writer और बुरा writer. So if I want to be a good writer, कि लोग मुझे पढ़े, मुझे पसंद करें, then उसके लिए I have to be a good reader first of all. If you read a lot of books, इतनी किताबें तो मैं भी नहीं पढ़ती हूँ जितनी आप पढ़ते हैं. I still don't know how. I'm still trying to figure that out. कि इतने, I mean, I seriously cannot. मेरी अपनी एक speed है, but you are like amazing. I keep on seeing वो LinkedIn पे जो post जाते हैं ना, ये इतनी किताबें मैंने 1 महीने में पढ़ ली हैं. So this is what you need to do to be a good writer. First of all, you have to be
you need to read a lot.
Read
Yeah,
a
yeah,
lot.
yeah. Very good.
The more
Thanks a
you
lot
will
for bringing
read,
that up. Yeah.
the more perspectives you will gain, और उससे आपको पता चलेगा कि आप कहाँ कैसे लिखना है, किस तरह से लिखना है, लोगों ने किस तरह से लिखा हुआ है, और क्या रास्ता आपको चुनना है. आपकी बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाती है वहीं पे जहाँ पे आप बुक्स पढ़ना शुरू कर देते हो. राइटिंग रिलेटेड
Yeah,
भी, लाइफ
yeah.
रिलेटेड.
हाँ, that's true.
एंड आई ट्रूली बिलीव कि लोग इधर उधर भागते हैं अपनी प्रॉब्लम्स के सॉल्यूशन के लिए, बट मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि अगर वो बुक्स पढ़ना शुरू कर देना तो सारी प्रॉब्लम्स के सॉल्यूशन किताबों में होते हैं.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. In fact, I have a talk coming up later this week, which is purely about reading, and I
did
believe
it
that
last
you know,
week.
reading can actually make your life, right. I mean, you can more than a school teach you is mind blowing, right? There is a solution for everything in life in a book, right? वर्ल्ड में ऐसी कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है जिसके लिए एक किताब नहीं है, राइट? आपको ढूंढने की जरूरत है, बट वो ढूंढने की जर्नी में जब आप घुसेंगे तो वो ही प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, उसके साथ साथ 8-10 और प्रॉब्लम आपकी सॉल्व हो जाएंगी, बिकॉज आप और ज्यादा बुक्स डिस्कवर करोगे, एंड शायद वो अपनी प्रॉब्लम भूल ही जाओगे आप, right? You would stop worrying about that problem, and that's the beauty of books. Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's it for today. It was lovely talking to you. हालांकि आज हमारा टॉक थोड़ा सा सीरियस टाइप का हो गया.
हाँ, नहीं, that's true. I think it's important to ensure that the listeners are able to derive some value out of it. हंसी मजाक तो चलते रहेगा.
Absolutely.
And but it's always fun to talk to you. You bring out a lot of interesting questions, and you make me really think hard and go down memory lane.
We'll do it again.
Done.
We have to do it 4th time now.
Very much.
4th is it?
Very much.
Yeah. Okay. Lovely talking to you, Hitul. Thank you so much for joining me here, and we shall meet again, and we shall interact again in another session of Chat with K.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Kritika. Have a nice day. Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you everybody for joining me, and thank you for being very very patient with us, and I hope आपको ये session अच्छा लगा हो. I will see you. This is it for today, and I will see you in my next session with another interesting guest. Till then, bye.